Let's do laying it down with Renee, since I'm here alone. We got phones and iPads and computer laying all over the place. I was going through my little moments today. Um, Normally, well, I can't say I go to these moments often. It's like you have it, you know, almost what you call success. You don't have to pay bills. The person you with, it doesn't require you to work. Don't make you get up. You don't have to clean. You don't have to cook. You know, he's not America, so he thinks my food is real good, but he eats a different kind of food, and he tells me that all the time. He said, we don't eat the same foods. And he and his friend love the collard greens, but he doesn't love leftovers, and I love leftovers, collard greens. I ate those things for 3 days. But I laid up here today, and I just felt yucky, you know? I said, oh, I don't want to do this. You know, I mean, I guess you get so used to being alone, but you don't want to be alone. And you just feel like, wow. I mean, it's nothing in particular. It's not the children. You know, I felt an unction prayer in me today. And I remember back in the days, I used to call folks, and they used to call me, and I just pray, and the Lord would come in, and, you know, and then today, even when I try to talk to him, he said, I don't want to hear all that because I'm angry. You know, I can't even begin to preach that because, I mean, he really did say that today. He said, I'm angry. Yeah, I was like too through. I was beginning to worship him. I don't want to hear that. I'm angry. And he wasn't talking about anything else but the situation. The situation was so deep. It's like it's so embedded into him to where he didn't even want to hear me talk to him. Don't talk to me. Don't even say anything right now. And that's the kind of moment we were in. You know, and it wasn't personal to me. He was just saying the way he feels. The atmosphere of what's going on in this world today has so vexed him to where he didn't even want to hear worship. And he can almost forgive anything you do to retaliate against it. That's the way I saw it. But I wasn't even in the mind to want to hear or look at what was going on in the world today. My mentality was, Lord, I just don't know because I don't have it bad. I may have a life that anyone want to lead, but I don't like it. And I guess it's just, I'm not ready for the intimacy, you know. It's tiring. I don't know. I can't even explain it. I'm just not ready for it. I'm not ready to give in to it. And he talked about marriage, you know, and he's somewhat of an American, although he's a Haitian. He's got his ID and everything, so he's not one of the ones that's needing a wife. One of his friends asked me, he works for the Diplomat Republican or something like that, and he asked me to find him a wife. He wanted to marry. And I thought about my cousin Buffy, but, you know, those people are so crazy down in San Antonio. I don't know why. I thought about it because her desire are Cherry, you know, and their desire is just to get married. But he's real cool, handsome, and he's one of those suave debonair, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, you know. But anyway, I just felt like, wow. I put my head down. I thought about, okay, Lord, you know, I sit around with money in my hand and don't have to spend it, and then I have to spend it, and this is the way life has been, you know, for me. I save. Even when I was with John, I save, and then John would go off on a frenzy or someone to hold his money or whatnot or whatever happened, and I had to take the money and start paying for the motel, and I could never save like I wanted to because I couldn't get a banking account. I would always say if we can get a good banking account, we can put the money in and hold it and investment, all that stuff, but you end up holding it in your hand and picking off of it, and it's just crazy, you know. But I still feel, as God always told me, you're going to be beautiful. It's not going to kill you. That's all he tells me. But you don't want to feel uncomfortable. You're just tired. You've been beaten enough. Say, okay, Lord, I feel good, but I've been beaten. And on top of everything else I've been through, you want me to tolerate sickness that feel like who knows what? I don't want to tolerate it. But it's not a time for prayer. See, if I can just preach today, people don't understand what prayer does. Prayer moves God, okay? But what if he's already moving? That was beautiful. Y'all didn't hear me. Do you have to keep praying to tell him how to move? Because he's God. I mean, he already knows how to move. So if he's already moving, why do we need to pray? We pray so that we can be still. People don't understand prayer. Prayer is a communication for God to put strength and endurance in you and patience. You don't do anything for God when you pray. People say, well, you stimulate God when you pray. That's when you worship. And that's when really nothing is going on, you know. The Lord is sitting up there. I mean, he's already taking care of it. You might be still in it, but when he's already taking care of it, you worship, he dancing in it, and you still going through. And he said, okay, I love the way she worshiping me because she has a need. But I've already done it. So all I'm doing is sitting here wallowing in her worship. Okay? And that's worship. Think about it. Why would he be sitting still and you have to worship him and all hell going loose? Either or, he still got it. I don't care what's going on. He said, I got this. You know how somebody get ready to run a race and they have so much confidence in themselves. I saw it the other day on a movie that this guy knew he can ride the motorcycle. And so he was drag racing in the street. And so the guy said, go. He put his hand down at the count of 3 and he sat there. And everybody looked at him because he had that bike that had that, you know, where he can push and go fast. He had confidence. That's how the Lord is doing. He sits there sometime over some of your situation and he said, I already got this, you know, regardless. But if he's working, and especially when he's angry, because the Lord get angry, the Lord hurts, he gets grieved. But if he's already working, what need have he to be moved? Do you understand what I'm saying? There's no need for you to pray. That's the bottom line to it. And that's what he was trying to show me today. I don't need all that. I don't even want to dance in your worship because I ain't finna waltz around the floor right now because I'm angry. I almost want to say bitter. I'm angry. That's what he said to me. I ain't got time to waltz in your worship. And you can't pray me into doing any more than I already know to do. You can't tell God how to go. And that's when we communicate. You communicate with God so you can have direction, not so that he can get direction. You need something. You need patience. You need endurance. You need forbearance. You need forgiveness. And you pray to get those things. He heals you in prayer, you know. But he said he already got it. He didn't want to hear it. He didn't want to hear it. I mean, it wasn't even about my situation. He just dropped on me that he was still there. And he does that from time to time, you know. And there are times when we don't want to pray to him because we're angry, but he'll still drop in on us. And it's not like he hadn't already been there, but there are times when he shows his presence. And without his presence, you don't have him. There's a presence, the glory of God that comes, oh my God, in spite of. And you don't understand the presence of God. We always talk about Cain and Abel. Cain killed his brother and still had the presence of God. Oh my God, you don't understand what I'm telling you. Regardless, the presence of God comes, it makes you feel good. You feel like love. You feel loved in spite of. And he came to me like that today. And when he came to me, I started wanting to worship. Because that's what his presence does. It kind of squeezes you. And you want to cry. And you want to tell him all about it. And he said he didn't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Because he's already angry. That's what he told me. I just started saying, Lord, I know you're real. I don't want to hear that. That's not what I want right now. I don't want worship right now. And so all the time we think that we're giving God what he needs. And sometimes you're not mature enough to understand what God is saying. He's not saying, I want you to worship. But we feel religiously that worship puts us in the presence of God. And we're right there always sitting in the presence and not getting an understanding of what the presence is doing or what the presence is there for. Because he's real, y'all. I know sometimes we don't want to say he's real. And sometimes we get angry. But he is real. And I got so angry at times. You know, he forgives me. I know he does. And Lord, you got to forgive me. But I'm right there. It's like I know the Lord is here. My confidence have come back. In spite of the sickness coming on me, I said, this sickness can't kill me. You know, one day, and my time was almost up, I was laying on the couch. And this is when I first started having bad palpitations. And it was fearing me at first. I would lay there. My power was there. It would be there, but it couldn't attack me like it wanted to. So one day I was tired to it, and I laid still. And the Spirit of the Lord came up against it. I knew it was there. Leave her alone. Just as plain as day. Spoke to the Spirit. That Spirit is what I know is still there today. And that I can't die until it's my time. So with all that being said, it's that 10 minutes. And I'm going to go ahead and let it go. Because it may not upload. But that is Laying It Down with Renee.